Welcome back to the Kick Your Post podcast YouTube channel. All forms of content for Kick Your Post. This is Teal and Steel, Season 2, Episode 6, with Matt Avila.
What's up, you guys?
I'm Al Thompson. Welcome back. How are you doing today, Matt?
Man, I'm doing good. It's a great evening.
Mm-hmm.
Got the nice bev.
Nice
Shout
back.
out to them all. What are we going to call this one today?
I don't know. It's consistency, though. This is the third straight one with a bev.
What color would you say this is?
It's definitely purple-ish.
So, Purple Rain.
Okay.
Shout out to Future.
I thought you were going to say the originator, which is Prince, but that's fine.
Shout out to
Shows a little bit of age, but that was a hilarious pause.
Now you made it weird there.
I know.
God damn it. That was a good transition. Anyways, we're going to get into the games.
Yes.
Jags, big win. How you feeling, man?
I didn't get to watch it. I don't get to watch many of them.
Yeah.
But it was a demon we needed to exercise. Like exorcism.
Okay.
Not like workout. Could be like workout. Anyway.
No, exorcism. I got you.
We had a lot of miscues, though. It won't really be called back because we won the game.
Mm-hmm.
But Travis Etienne should have had like 3 rushing touchdowns. We couldn't find a way to get him in the end zone. That's something we have to fix going forward. Contending teams finish in the red zone. Don't kick field goals. Or leave with no points like we did before the half.
Yeah.
This game was a lot closer than it should have been. Obviously, they got gypped out of a few opportunities as well. Deep throw to Tank Dell got called back. Said it was an illegal shift. It actually was not an illegal shift after review. But, call was made.
So it was like the does what you can. I really did not like the play calling.
Yeah, you were telling me that because you actually got to watch some games this weekend, which is unusual.
I was watching it because I think was I off?
Yeah, you were off.
I was off. So I remember watching it, and it was like a little sweep play, like a little toss. I hate that. I hate when you're on the. If that's like the one play you need. It's like 1 second left on the clock. You need that one play.
Yeah.
To me, I don't like that.
They've used Trevor in the red zone again. Another rushing touchdown this week.
I like the way. I thought that's what they were going to do. I thought they were going to shoot for another, Trevor over
reach
the
over
top,
or like dive between the legs, something.
I thought that would have been better than that, but
they didn't. And Etienne at that point was already like banged up, so I'm surprised they were still like forcing random sweeps or jet sweeps or whatever needed to be the plan there on in the red zone. But we're able to sneak out with the win, even with some bad play calling in certain spots.
There were some negatives, but it still looked really good.
Houston's real.
Yeah, that's a real team. Y'all beat a real team.
Yeah, Houston's a real 6-4 as they were before the game. And it just felt good that I don't say have a stranglehold on the division yet, but we're able to get a good one-up spot. We're two games up in the division.
I think this win, unless y'all completely just drop the ball, I think y'all have solidified yourself as winning that division.
They did a lot of. I don't want to say we did what I needed out of this. What's going to be 5-game stretch? Got embarrassed by the Niners, which understandably so. They're a hot team right now. They won the game they should have won against the Titans. They won a questionable game against the Texans to go 2-1 now, and then we have what was supposed to be a real electric matchup. Not that electric anymore. It's going to be Jake Browning versus us in Duval against the Bengals. T. Higgins comes back, though, so Jake Browning has all the weapons at his disposal. Don't sleep on that team. T and Jamar Chase can still be a lot of problems, but we're supposed to win this game, and then we have Baltimore the week after. So make it through this stretch. I think there's a lot of conference games after that. We can start keying in on some of the key points because we're going to the playoffs. That's no question now. If we fall out of the playoff picture, it'd be kind of surprising. It's about seeding, and it's about just cleaning up a lot of the errors we've been making on offense and playing a little bit stronger style of defense. We've been applying a lot of pressure to quarterbacks. Trevon Walker had a good game against the Texans.
Josh Allen had a sack in there, maybe even 2 sacks.
I think he had 2. He's actually like top 5 in sacks in the league. That's the Josh Allen that we drafted. Trevon seems to be coming on. Obviously, he's still not Aiden Hutchinson, but he's developed a lot this year. We just need to stop playing a brand of defense that is reliant on the turnover. And this week, we did that. Pressure the quarterback, get in his face, get him on the ground, a lot of QB hurries, a lot of QB hits. So if we're able to bring a little bit of that Saxonville-style defense to this offense that could be clicking when everything's called correctly, we could do a lot. So It was a good win. Speaking of good wins, though, Pittsburgh
did
their thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, we played really well. I know the score, 16-10 against a Burrow-less Bengals is not the most confident thing in the world or the best thing in the world. But at the same time, we closed 400 yards. Let's just take a moment and let's clap for that. Shout out to the boys. And what did I tell you when I called you? I forgot what I said. First game back, we hit 400 yards. Coincidence? I think the fuck not.
No, it's real, man.
So, shout outs to the boys, man. They played good. We made it to the red zone about
great.
4 or 5 times.
Kenny looked great.
Kenny looked good. There should have been a tud in there to Deontay. I know that it was like technically a touchdown catch, but we got to come down with those. I'm giving some Deontay some hate these past few weeks, a lot of drops and things like that. We got to clean those up. As someone that used to be a number one wide receiver, and some people still do consider him a number one wide receiver, I just expect better play to make some more plays happen.
His effort on that fumble too.
The fumble's bad. The thing is, I can see.
But I know before the fumble, the effort to even sell the play.
It wasn't great. It wasn't
great.
And I don't know what's going on out there with him. I'm hoping that Tomlin gets all that figured out. We're always having some receiver issues, but in general, I need him to make some more plays. But overall, though, I mean, I'm happy with what we got. I mean, over 400 yards is a goal. That's the first time in 56 games since we did that. Kenny looked really good. They were really stretching the field in the middle of the field. Because before, we were doing everything on the outside. We were trying to throw out routes to pick-ins, or we would try to do things in the corner, and then we would run the ball, and it was pretty predictable. Now we're actually trying to utilize the middle of the field. We got Freiermuth involved, got over 100 yards. We'll take that 100%. Running game was really good. Najee seemed to really take it personally that Jalen's been turning
99.
up.
If you were a bettor who took Najee over 100 and you thought you were going to pay the rent with that plus money.
But who's doing that? For 100?
Are you asking
for Najee?
Who's doing that?
Why?
Have you seen some of the best people put in?
I mean, I've seen it, but looking at Najee and all the hate that he's gotten, and he looks like he's running in jeans, and with Jalen Warren turning up, are you really putting in over 100 yards for Najee?
People chase the numbers. You're looking too close at what the players are. People chase the odds, man.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I just think, I don't know, I just feel like it's almost a waste of money. Because this is an outlier week for him.
I know.
So, but regardless, I mean, he seems to really be running with some extra anger, with some more confidence.
He's ferocious. He still don't look explosive, but he's
definitely not explosive.
He's
and
a beast.
I think at this point, we're never going to get explosive Najee.
Yeah.
I never really considered him explosive, but to me, he's always been, a brute, you know, and he really showed that off, this week. So, Jalen Warren looked pretty good. He had a fumble, but it's all right. Overall, some good things, and we're getting into that stretch of the playoffs, like you said. Steelers are probably making the playoffs. Unless we lose 5 in a row or something like that, we're probably making it in. So, do I like our odds going to the Super Bowl or anything? Not really. But we can make a nice little playoff push. If we can get the offense clicking, the defense has been playing pretty well. Who knows? Maybe we can maybe face the Jags and ruin some.
I was about to say, let's make a deal. If we make it to the playoffs, and it's next year, and it's in Jacksonville, we should go.
Yeah.
We should do that. That would be.
Are you saying like a Pittsburgh versus Jags?
Yeah, if we both face off in say the first round or something.
You talking about this season, or you talking about next year, as in next season? Okay, we can have to look into it. I wonder how much are playoff tickets.
It depends on where you try to sit, but
I'd be down to go though.
If it's Pittsburgh Jags in Jacksonville,
because it's going to be in Jacksonville. You guys are going to win that division.
Yeah, we should. Honestly, we shouldn't lose more than 6 games this year. We should be 11-6.
Y'all might be in the conversation of winning the AFC just right out.
If we get a bye week, bro. If we get a bye week,
the chances of us facing each other too is pretty high.
Yeah.
Because if you guys don't, win the AFC, and you're the 2nd or 3rd seed, we're probably going to be the 2nd or 3rd seed in the wild card.
Yeah.
So we really could face off each other. That'd be kind of crazy.
Isn't that wild? Imagine going to 2 Jacksonville-Pittsburgh games in the same season.
My goal right now, I mean, obviously the goal is to win a Super Bowl, but I'm just trying to just disrupt.
You're just trying to.
I'm just trying to mess up.
I'm not gonna lie. If we have to face y'all in the playoffs, I'm a little bit worried, especially with that get back in Jacksonville, that defense. I think it'd be a huge revenge game for Deontay. I would really put a lot of money on Deontay overs that week. because he's very upset. He was very upset about the officiating. He really started off that game rough. I feel like it would be a good get back spot. Kenny too, because he got knocked out. Yeah, I think it'd be a crazy good game.
I think we're bad news for Andy because we're the type of team that we're going to keep relatively close. We're well coached, especially if we get the offense clicking. Like not even like at an extremely good point, but just
enough.
Just enough. I mean, we can cause some problems. So whoever faces us week 1 in the playoffs, if we do make it in the playoffs, better come ready.
Not to go too far ahead though. Let's see who y'all got this week.
We have the Cardinals.
Ooh. Nothing's an easy one for the Steelers. No offense.
No, there's nothing. This is going to be for whatever reason hella close.
Yeah.
Like it's.
But if any bets are in play, I feel like it's the under. No offense to the Steelers again. You guys are figuring out how to move the ball, but I still have to see a little bit more of you guys finishing in the red zone.
And it's all about progression at this point. Like I'm not expecting us to drop 35-point bombs or eclipsing 450 to 500 yards or even really eclipsing 400 yards every week on a consistent basis. It's just about let me continue to see growth. And we have about 7 or 8 more games of the season left. I just want to see some good stuff. You know what I mean? Progression. I want to see Kenny progress, offense progress, more creative playbooks, and all these type of things. And as long as I can see something every week, I'm happy with that.
I do think Kenny's going to have a great week this week.
I think he should.
Over 250 passing, I could see for sure. This might be his week to get 2 passing touchdowns as well.
He's due to have a multi-touchdown game.
This is the Pickens week. No. Don't laugh.
No, I'm not laughing because I support it because I'm gonna do the same thing. You're every single week. I put in something.
Yeah, but I feel like this is the one though because that secondary is not really the best. They seem to struggle against wide receivers heavily. I feel like this is the one where he could get off. Pickens anytime touchdown in 100 yards, same game parlay. I like that this week.
Yeah.
I like that this week. This is the week, man. I don't know. I get that feeling.
This is the game that is more realistic because we know it's going to be, for whatever reason, close.
Yeah.
So we're not going to just, blow out the Cardinals and we're just going to run the ball for the remainder of the game.
Yeah.
So we're going to be tossing the rock quite a bit. I couldn't even name you one person in the secondary on the Cardinals.
Let's go back. They have a heavy hitter out there. His name is escaping me right. Buda Baker.
Buda Baker? Is he playing?
He might be hurt though.
I thought he was hurt. That's why.
Yeah.
Because besides him, it was Pat Pete last year, but I don't know who's out there right now.
Pat Pete wasn't even on that team last year, was he?
Was he not? I thought he was on the Cardinals last year.
I thought he was on the Vikings last year. I don't remember 100%, but I feel like he was.
He wasn't the Cardinals.
He got drafted by the Cardinals, but I feel like he was already off the Cardinals at that point.
Well, regardless, I don't know who's really out there. The pass rushers, I couldn't really name you anybody out there either. So it's a defense that is very. It could get got. So
yeah, that's why I'm believing in the kid this week. On the Teal side of things, we have again, like I said, the Bengals on Monday Night Football. This was a game I was really planning to go to. Trap some bread, sit close again. As soon as the Bengal injury happened, ironically, or I'm not sure if I'm even using that word right, but I was very close. Literally, I was looking at tickets the night before.
We're talking about going.
The Sunday night game where he injured his thumb. Ticketmaster was tripping out a little bit, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to spend $300 or whatever the price was. So I was like, I'm gonna wait till after this game, see if they lose, see if the price goes down a little bit. They lost Burrow, and I was like, yeah, thank God I didn't buy those tickets yet.
Hey, call God.
Call God. But I'm not gonna say easy win, but I want to see a lot of the continuation of Ridley getting utilized in the offense well. I don't know if Travis Etienne is gonna make it on the field necessarily. He's been getting banged up. He's been banged up since that Steelers game, and it's just been piling on, whether it's ankle or this or that. So
I almost feel like you guys just don't have a good backup.
We do. Dearness Johnson is no slouch.
I don't consider Dearness Johnson a great back.
Do you forget what he did for the Browns?
Yeah, he was the third string?
No, but when he was forced into action?
Yeah. I know he has numbers to back it up. I know he looked crazy, but every time I watch him run, this man looks like he runs like a 4.8, 4.9.
I mean, he's not the most explosive back. That's why he didn't get drafted.
I just don't think he looks. So tell me why they're giving it to Travis. I feel like every single play they're giving it to him. The only reason why Dearness Johnson got in that little screen is because he was hurt.
Because he's not that explosive. We agree on that.
And then you guys also took a person in the second round,
Third
round,
whatever it was,
and
whatever it was
y'all
too
don't even
high.
want to play him.
Yeah, Tank Bigsby was a.
I'm just saying you guys.
I didn't even love the man as a prospect. Speaking of, prospect coverage is coming soon. I'm gonna do Berlin Allen by the end of next week. We're bringing back prospect coverages and showing y'all what we feel about these prospects coming out in this class because it's almost draft season again. But back on term, I didn't like him as a prospect, and I still don't understand to this point if you weren't planning to split the backfield or force him into a role, why did we take him that high? There's so many other options.
Is there like a reason why he's not playing a lot right now? You just don't think he's like
fumbles?
He
not
has
that
had a lot
good.
of fumbles issues. He was supposed to be like a heavy hitter, and every time I see him run, like he doesn't remind me.
He doesn't run with any ferocity. He's not super strong. He doesn't have good vision. He's literally just a jag. He's a guy, and we went out of our way to add him to the backfield, and it's been quite disappointing, to say the least. Dearness, we could have just signed Dearness Johnson, kept Jermichael Hasty. We might still have Hasty. Sorry if I forgot that he's on the roster.
See what I'm saying?
But
I don't know. I'm saying Dearness Johnson isn't terrible, but he was a third string. To be fair to Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, but he was a third string.
I think he's our second most talented runner. Like Jermichael Hasty's a good receiver out the backfield.
I don't think so because he's that screen that he had that should have been a touch.
But you can't just base everything based on that.
You saw it though. You agreed.
Yeah.
You agreed if Etienne was in there, that's a touch.
100%. But that's why Etienne's a starter. Etienne's a first round pick. Like Jermichael Hasty's an undrafted guy from USF.
But a lot of teams these days have a good 1A, 1B.
But I'm not asking him to be that. For what we got him for, he's a supplemental back in a great offense. He'll be okay. Trust me, if he's starting this week and you play like FanDuel or DraftKings where you could do like a captain mode, you can throw him in that spot for real cheap. He is going to produce against this Bengals team. He probably will score. We haven't gotten into anytime touchdown scores yet. But
I'll have to rewatch him. Every time I watch him, though, I never really.
If you want to see a game that really highlights how well he plays, go back to when he had to fill in for.
But that's like two. That's
it was like
point.
a year ago.
That was like 2 years ago.
It was like a year ago.
It was like a year ago.
It was fancy. It was like a year ago.
It was not a year ago. I'll pull it up right now. It was like 2-3 years ago. I remember it's been a minute.
I just mean for who he is. I don't think he's horrible.
I don't think he's terrible, but I think that's my point though. Is you guys want to have a really solid backup that you can put in there.
Not everybody's gonna have. I'd compare him to Joshua Kelly, by the same level back. Not everybody's gonna have a Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb duo.
But a lot of teams
do you think Latavius Murray is that great?
But he does good for what his role is.
Yeah, but I'm saying
short yardage. He has a role.
1A, 1B.
Not 1A, 1B. But he has a role, and he plays well in that role. I feel like with the guy we're talking about, I just don't know what he's the really best. He's not bad. He's just mid.
He's a mid guy, but I'd say he's better than Terry Bigsby. We probably have to utilize him if we're not going to see Travis Etienne this week. Which in actuality, in my opinion, if we don't have Travis Etienne this week, it should be an air raid game. I think we should turn up passing.
Your wife is calling me.
Okay. I'm not pausing, by the way. Hello? I'm currently on the pod, but I'm not pausing. What's up? Would you like anything from Taco Bell, sir? This is real. Would you like anything from Taco Bell? Oh my gosh! Why would you cough on the mic?
Oh, I did. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't think about that. I'll sanitize it. Let me get a Baja Blast.
A Baja Blast.
And then let me get
the soda or the freezy?
Just the soda.
Just the soda.
And then let me get a chicken quesadilla.
He said he wants a chicken quesadilla.
Yeah.
No, I have food here, babe. I appreciate it.
Oh, don't do that.
Actually, can I get Fiesta potato he doesn't feel left out?
Thank you.
All right, love you. Bye. Bye. That was my wife, listeners. And viewers, you'll see what happened. Go watch the YouTube video. Enough about the Dearness Johnson slander, though. Like I said, if you don't believe... Honestly, I think he's solid enough.
I'm sure I'm being way too hard on him. I think that I'm just too hard on him because every time I see him run in one direction...
He doesn't look like Travis Etienne.
No, he doesn't. But I'm just saying, like in general, like I think he just runs so slow. And I always, even when he was in Cleveland, I was like, how is this man doing this well? And you know what? He's been proving me
This man
wrong.
has 2 years of Najee and Jalen Warren, and now it's just like, if you don't have a
But
Jalen Warren in your running back
but a
room,
lot of teams have pretty solid backups.
I know you got the Niners with Elijah Mitchell, you got Miami with Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, and Devon Achane. It's a three-headed monster out there. Zach Moss looks good now, but he didn't always look great. Zach Moss and JT. Um, Rashad White does not really have that. Sean Tucker could be that eventually, but he hasn't
Well, I'm thinking
developed.
about more like the contenders. So we have like
The Bills don't have a 1-2 punch.
but the
They're
Bills are
technically
kind of maybe that's one of their faults.
the
Still to this
Eagles.
day,
Do you still like Kenneth Gainwell?
I think
He's not a good running back, but he's a good weapon.
he's a good gadget guy.
Yeah, but you got the Eagles. They're clearly contenders.
But he has a role.
Joe Mixon no longer has a backfield mate. Samaje Perine was that for him.
And maybe that's what they're one reason.
Maybe they're missing that.
Maybe
Detroit has probably the best backfield in the league.
So that's a great duo.
That's a great duo. I'm trying to think. Dallas,
Kansas City. We know we have Pacheco and
Rico Dowdle looks like he's
McKinnon.
running in quicksand, but he'd be doing some stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
I
mean, Tony Pollard right now looking kind of questionable.
I don't think he was ever an every down back. And no offense to the Dallas Cowboys or Dallas fans, but I feel like we really forced this Tony Pollard every down back thing. When I think the reason he excelled so much in those one games where Zeke was out, or in those touches he got, is because he was fresh.
He was fresh, yeah.
Like if I'm getting 5 to 6 touches a week, and then in week 14, when everybody's been playing 80% of the snaps, you give me 15 to 20 snaps a week. 15 to 20 snaps that game. And I literally am just, warming up for the first 11 weeks. I'm going to look amazing. He is taking hits. He's getting brutalized.
He looks rough right now.
He doesn't have the size.
He looks timid.
Did you watch the game yesterday?
No.
I was about to say.
Yesterday he might look great.
He looked good, but again, I don't think he has the size for that every down back role.
I think he looks good at some plays. I think the big issue I've seen with him is he just looks very timid. And maybe it's because he's hurting.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Antonio Gibson.
Okay.
Obviously, they both went to Memphis. They both played majority slot. Not majority slot, but not a traditional every down running back. And they were both seen as the people who, could catch the ball out of the backfield, could be the next CMC or whatever. But they're not built the same, physically. CMC's a lot more put together. I feel like
CMC looks like a fucking unit, man.
Yeah,
He looks good.
But he looked okay last night. I just don't see him standing a whole season and having great production at that size. And the offensive line is not the same type of Dallas offensive line we were used to.
They probably need to go find another guy to have more of like a 1A, 1B kind of thing again, for sure.
There's a lot of guys in this draft coming out. I'm not going to say a lot of guys in this draft coming out. Let me dial that back. But there's a few guys that they could add to that backfield to supplement Tony Pollard.
Just a back that is fresh and maybe a little bit more of a hard hitter because Tony TP is supposed to be like more.
I'm gonna show you
speed kind of guy, but
this Braylon Allen clip when we get off of here to start getting your eyes on some of these prospects coming out. This man is 19, plays for Wisconsin. Everybody's saying Jonathan Taylor 2.0.
Oh, I've seen him.
I don't think he's Jonathan Taylor 2.0. He doesn't have the same size, but the vision is nuts. There's this one play where the man, I don't know how he saw or did what he did.
I think I know what you're talking about. Because there was the line and the play went in, and he went in the middle of the line.
He skipped, found a crease,
and then took off. Yeah.
Burst. And I saw that, and I was like,
no, I saw one play by this man, and it locked in my brain.
I wish I was really putting out the content I wanted to as much as I was last year, because we watched Keaton Mitchell. Not to go off topic, but we watched Keaton Mitchell tape. I know. We watched Keaton Mitchell tape, and we're like, man kind of got some sauce. Man kind of got some stuff to him.
Yeah, he got some burst.
And now, as an undrafted guy, man's kind of taken over that RB1 role for Baltimore because he has that much juice to him. I don't know. This year, though, fingers crossed. This year, fingers crossed. I'm going to get some more prospect coverage out to you. So I could have more of these, takes to go back and look
these
at.
moments to go back to and be like, I said this about this guy.
I did like these guys. I like doing player evaluation. Anyway, we both think our teams are going to win. That's no surprise. Teal and Steel parlay in full effect this week. You're not going to make that much money because
we're probably
our money line isn't set yet, but I expect it to be what I've seen. We were 9.5-point favorites, so that's feeling like a minus 265, maybe minus 270.
Yeah.
And then y'all are already minus what 250.
I have to look. But
that's 6.5-point favorites.
200.
Yeah.
Versus the Cardinals. Yeah.
And I'm not. No offense to the Steelers again, but I'm not taking y'all to cover a touchdown spread.
I wouldn't do any of that. Like I said last week.
I take the money line most likely, but I'm not taking.
Money line is the only way, or if you're taking the 100 points with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Until that we show that we have, the 3 Bs, the triple Bs.
Yeah.
Like in the past, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I can't trust y'all to cover a spread right now.
Yeah.
But I do like y'all to win. I do like us to win. I'm not gonna say guaranteed money, but you parlay that with Alabama money line tomorrow against Georgia.
Ooh, spicy. Oh. I wish I knew more about college football because I would ask you who do you think should make the playoffs. You can still tell me, but I just wouldn't be able to follow.
Let's talk a little bit about the playoffs, man. I know we're not really a college football podcast, but why not?
Just know that I don't know.
Currently,
I don't know shit about it. But
as we're talking, the last time I checked the score was 34-24 Washington. That's a huge deal.
Versus who?
Oregon. I was already questioning why Oregon was 9.5-point favorites against Washington after losing the first matchup to Washington. I thought there was injuries or something. There wasn't. I had Washington keeping it close, but I didn't have Washington winning. I figured Oregon would get some get back. But again, as of me turning on the recording and not checking the score, Washington was winning 34-24 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Which is a huge deal because Washington's ranked 3rd. Oregon was ranked like 5th or 6th. No, actually, I think Oregon was ranked 8th. Point being, if Oregon won the Pac-12, them and Washington will both have 1 loss, being to each other. But Oregon would be the Pac-12 champ. On the outside, kind of looking in. Top 4 is currently Georgia, Michigan, FSU, Washington. With Washington winning this game, they're pretty much a lock to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Undefeated, Pac-12 champ, beat Oregon twice. Oregon's been a top 10 team all year. They're locked into that spot. Now, tomorrow, Championship Saturday, we have Alabama facing Georgia. Alabama is on the outside looking in. Georgia's undefeated. If Alabama was to, show out and beat Georgia, it would make a really tough decision for the committee. 1 loss SEC champ Alabama, whose only other loss I think was to Georgia.
No, their loss was to Texas.
Their loss was to Texas, my bad. And then Georgia, whose only loss would have been to Alabama, who's the SEC champs. Do both get in over an FSU team who's currently undefeated, but their starting quarterback got injured in a very meaningless game against, I don't even remember, North Alabama or something like that. Tore his leg up, right? Their backup might not even play tomorrow. And they play a Louisville team who's very, very, very dangerous. Had a bunch of transfers come in. I think they had the second highest number of transfers in the NCAA outside of Colorado. They brought a bunch of players in. Got Jawar Jordan from Syracuse. Jack Plummer, I don't remember where he came from. Thrash, their wide receiver. Pretty cool last name, Thrash. They've been putting up numbers. They had a bad loss in there. They lost to a bad Pitt team. But 1 loss. Actually, I think they might have 2 losses. But pretty explosive offense when they get going. And Jawar Jordan, you might not know much about him, but his prize picks line is generally set at 110.5 as a running back. Should tell you quite a bit about him. Very explosive. Big home run hitter. Has multiple 80-yard rushes for touchdowns this year. They go into an FSU matchup where FSU has a lot of NFL talent on the defensive side, but their offense probably going to be stagnant. They might be going down to 3rd string. Down. Exactly. If they lose, they're currently at 3. They probably fall out. But if they win and they're undefeated, can you really keep them in? They might not be. Because do you keep a 1-loss Alabama team
that came from Texas
out if they win the SEC championship? And if they do you keep a 1-loss Georgia team who are back-to-back champions out? And I'm one of the biggest SEC haters there are out here, but I can't even really deny, especially if Texas goes on and wins they win their Big 12 championship. with one loss.
It's a tough call.
There's a lot at play. Michigan should be a lot. They play Iowa. Iowa does not have a great offense, but they've held teams to like 12 points a game. Iowa's had like...
I was always kind of in the mix.
But it's been really bad this year. Their offense has been horrible. They have a transfer quarterback who's injured right now, Cade McNamara. He used to be Michigan's quarterback. He's saying he's going to give away all the secrets. But this offense just can't score. But this defense just doesn't give anything up. Like,
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, you know about over-unders. They set the over-under for Iowa's last game, I think, at 25.5.
Like for the game?
For the game.
Damn.
For both teams.
That's low.
And it hit. And they
That's
won.
Like, what, 12 points?
It ended like 14-10 or like 13-10.
So they have a good defense.
They have a stout defense. And to show you how little they believe in that offense, to show you how little they believe in that offense, you know how much their point total for first half is set in most books? 3.5.
Hey.
They don't think
they score a field goal in the
They
first
don't
quarter.
think they will score a point in the first half against
that bad?
Michigan. Their whole game point total on
What's
Hard
bad
Rock,
about it is like they just
6.5. They said this team will not score over 6 points the entire game, and they're in the Big Ten championship.
Jesus Christ. What's bad about it? They just can't get anything cooking.
They can't get anything
No
cooking.
good running
And they weren't even good with Cade McNamara. It's not like this happened because they lost their starting quarterback. They just haven't been a good offense all year. The books have Michigan to beat them by 21 points. I don't see that. I don't see Michigan scoring 21 points against them, to be honest. But they expect Michigan to handle them pretty confidently. But if Michigan stumbles,
what do you do
then that opens up another thing.
So what would you do?
Right now, even as an SEC guy, well, a guy who hates the SEC, correction, I think if FSU loses, which Bobby Gass doesn't listen to this podcast, thankfully. Me and Bobby Gass talk college football a lot. I told him to be wary of Louisville. I actually believe Louisville will win this game now. But if they happen to sneak this one out and Alabama wins, unfortunately, I think they're going to look at what these rosters look like. Alabama has their starting quarterback and tons of people. Georgia's been back-to-back champs and have only lost to Alabama. Both those teams will get in. It'll be like Alabama number 1, Michigan number 2, Washington number 3, Alabama number 4.
You said Alabama for number 1.
My bad. Georgia for number 4.
Okay.
Because they would have been the most recent loss. Texas would be upset if they win theirs and are left out after they beat Alabama, but it probably will happen. Yeah.
That'd be insane.
They have a lot they have to tussle with. Washington made it a little bit easier on them.
Do you think this makes
by winning, potentially? You have a phone. Did Washington complete the win?
I was going to ask him. Washington 34, Oregon 31.
They did. Shouts out to Oregon for scoring. Yes. Quick Dubsky. Y'all don't know, but that touchdown, though meaningless, it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me. But yeah, they made it a lot easier by winning the game because, if Oregon won, then you had one loss Washington, who's only lost to Oregon. It would make things a little bit more spicy. It would make it.
Do you think this brings up the conversation again of us having like a 6 playoff, 8 playoff thing?
Didn't they enact that?
I thought they did, but it's not going on right now.
I don't know when the
or do you think it starts next year?
I don't know when the first year is, but I'm pretty sure they expanded to 12 teams.
So it's just going to start in the next few years?
Yeah. I don't know the start date on it, but of course, as a fan of UCF, which I'm not sure how many people on Teal and Steel know that I'm a UCF fan, but I've been a UCF fan since 2012-ish, 2013, and I've seen a few UCF teams that I still believe could have made some noise, rather it be in the playoffs or the BCS championship. The Blake Bortles-led team that beat Baylor, I will never forget. There was a certain commentator, Kirk Herbstreit, who said he would bet his house that Baylor would beat UCF in the Fiesta Bowl, and handily, and we smoked Baylor.
What did he say after that?
Didn't have much to say. He always gets flack from UCF fans now. He's like, yeah, he was wrong. Yeah, you were wrong. Or the most recent team with Mackenzie Milton and the Griffin brothers, playing against. Actually, I think one of the Griffin brothers. They did enter the league at the same time. Um, Played an Auburn team, an SEC team. That there's no way we're going to beat the SEC. We're going to get exposed. It was a Kerryon Johnson. I don't know if you remember that name, but Kerryon Johnson, running back, who ended up in Detroit for a little bit, and their quarterback. I can't even remember his name right now.
It's right here.
Yeah. I was looking at sports cards for him recently because I was going to get like a card that had like. Nah, he didn't play very long. He didn't have a great career, but I knew he wasn't really about that action. But everybody was like, "Yeah, him and Kerryon Johnson, both NFL prospects against our team. It's going to be a long night." And we smoked Auburn as well in the Peach Bowl. Those teams, especially the second one, that 2017 team, could have made some noise in the playoffs. And they didn't get an opportunity to because we were Group of Five, not Power Five.
Yeah.
When historically now, over the last couple of years, that American Conference has put out better NFL prospects a lot of times than some of these Power Five conferences, a la like Pac-12. They've had a really rough go the last few years, especially in bowl games. And we never got a shot. So seeing, I think what really kicked the doors open was the Cincinnati team that went undefeated and was able to get into the playoffs. Obviously, they didn't have the greatest showing in the playoffs, but that kind of opened the conversation for the group of 12, well, the 12-team playoffs. So I'm kind of glad that's going to be a thing
I think
now.
it makes it more fun, too, and for fans of college football, there's more teams to actually be excited about. You being for example, like an Oklahoma fan like myself, even though we're a big name, we sometimes always get a chance, but we always end up messing it up.
Yeah.
We actually may have an opportunity, with a top
Even if
12,
we fold, yeah.
Even if we fold one time, because we always do.
Oklahoma State this year.
Yeah.
That was the big fold.
Yeah. So,
should have lost to us the week before, but
it didn't happen. No. But, yeah, we end up at 10 or we end up at number 9, and we at least still have a chance. And that's kind of fun to see.
Stole our quarterback, too. It's kind of crazy. Anyway.
Taking it a little personally, huh?
A little bit. Still not a huge fan of Dylan Gabriel. I mean,
he's okay. I mean, I think I haven't watched enough college football to really say a lot about him, but
he's a dog. Produces really well in that Big 12.
The one time I did watch him, literally every single time I saw him throw the ball, overdone.
Yeah,
every time.
But
I feel like I watched it the wrong time.
He's had a couple huge games, like 8 touchdown game. Yeah, he's going crazy for y'all. But again, not the biggest fan of him because of, still a little bit hurt he left. On another note, though, let's hop into a little bit of anytime touchdown parlays. We've got enough college football talking. As we cover more prospects, though, maybe some of these podcasts can go into who we like. Top 5 running back prospects, top 5 wide receiver prospects. As we watch a little bit more tape, we can kind of set our flag in the sand on certain prospects in general. So, but we didn't have a good week last week, man.
We didn't. We didn't hit one, man.
I told people about the pod a little bit more because I was like, we cooking. I was like, we cooking, and y'all really missing out. Actually, we did hit one.
I hit one. You hit one, I think.
No, you did hit one.
What I hit?
We hit Gabe Davis and Jacoby Myers last week.
You sure?
100%.
Oh, is that why I had a random $20 in my thing?
Yeah. We hit Gabe and Jacoby Myers. So we still snuck one. It wasn't a great week, but we snuck one. That's what I'm saying. We're going to give you one.
All right.
But
are you ready to rock
this
and roll?
week, we should do 2 3-leg ones. And then, a player prop one for 3 legs. That's what I'm feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want me just to start from the top?
Yeah, let's start from the top and go.
Arizona and Pitt.
George Pickens.
Like that.
Like I said, man, it's his week. So.
Plus 260.
Yeah.
Atlanta, New York, Jets.
Bijan Robinson.
Plus 130, actually. You just want to do that?
Yeah.
They're both plus money.
Yeah, keep going. No, we're going for a third.
Denver and Houston. Just to kind of throw some things out there. Devin Singletary, plus 115. Tank plus 130. Nico plus 150. Broncos. Javonte plus 100. Cortland plus 195. Judy plus 210. Russ plus 350.
I don't know who I like in this one.
We don't have to put one on this one. We can move on to the next
move
one.
on to the next game.
Detroit and New Orleans. Should we just do like a safe one on this one for the third one? Like, should we just do like a
David Montgomery.
David Montgomery and call
Yeah.
it a day?
Do David Montgomery and call it a day.
All right. So $3 gets us 44. 4 gets us $59. I kind of like the 5 though. $75.
5.
Okay. Do you want to go back to the Denver and Houston, or do you just want to skip that one?
We'll do a prop on that one.
So like right now, or do we go back?
No, like we'll go back touchdown scorers.
Okay.
But we'll do a prop on that one.
Is there anything else Detroit and New Orleans that you liked, or move on?
We'll move on.
All right, we got Indy.
I kind of do like Amon-Ra St. Brown, but let's go.
I like that too. Indy and Tennessee.
Michael Pittman.
Man's been eating, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't end up scoring last week though,
No, he didn't.
but he's gonna score this week. All right, next we got the Chargers in New England.
Keenan Allen.
I like that. Miami and Washington. Should we do? So the past two were plus money. Do you want to do like a safer one, like a Tyreek?
Yeah.
That might be the play.
Yeah.
You know, we do 3, but one of them is kind of safe, and the other 2 is a little bit more out there.
The thing is, at one point, these safe ones aren't going to hit, right? So
Yeah, they're not going to hit, but at least that increases the odds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
3 gets us 27. 4 gets us 36. 5 gets us 45. Not great.
You said 5 gets us 45? I say 4. Well, 5. Why not? 5.
All right. I'm already liking what we got so far, to be honest with you. All right, Carolina and Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Chuba Hubbard is 190. Thielen, he's due. Plus 260. He's due. All right. I'm telling you, bro. He's going to get in. I'm doing Adam Thielen. I don't care. I'm putting my foot down on this one.
Okay. We'll do Adam Thielen. I don't think Carolina scores a touchdown, but if they do, it'll be Adam Thielen.
All right, then we got Cleveland and the Rams. Jerome Ford plus 145. I don't think the Browns. The Rams, Cooper Kupp's plus 180. Puka's plus 185. Kyron Williams is negative 110. Kyron could be the safe one that we do. Is he safe, though, against Cleveland? I don't think so.
No.
Honestly, we can stay away from this game if you want.
That is a tough one.
Because, like, the defense for Cleveland is just so nice.
They are, but, like, they're going to be on the field. Well, I don't know. Joe Flacco's out there.
I mean, we'll see.
Is Amari Cooper healthy?
I don't know.
Is he even, like, an option you can bet on?
He's there, plus 250.
Let's do it.
You like it? Let me just make sure he's healthy.
Even with Joe Flacco, I don't care.
I think Joe Flacco's smart enough to know who he needs to get the ball to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amari's healthy.
Yeah, let's do it. I also think Amari goes over 100 this game, but...
Who?
Amari Cooper.
Okay. I like it. San Fran and Philadelphia.
You could same game parlay that thing. I think that's going to be a fun one.
We may skip out on that one.
Yeah, let's skip that one.
So right now we have Thielen and Amari. Those are both plus 250, so we could probably just do $3 for 37 on this one. If you just want to do 2, or if you want to do one more, we can do a safe one. Did you want to do a Amon-Ra on this one? I know you said you liked it.
Yeah, let's do Amon-Ra on this one.
Amon-Ra's still plus money.
Mm-hmm.
$3 gets 81. I say we do $5 for 135.
I like it.
So let's go ahead and you want to dive into the Philly, San Fran, or we can go into KC and Green Bay.
I say let's go into Philly, San Fran.
Okay. Oh, there's my girl.
I didn't know if you would figure it out. She was struggling.
There's my girl. There's my baby. You got something to say? Okay. Don't sneeze on me, though. Hold on. Here, just lay down. All right. So I hate that they don't give me the odds when I do same game. So what do you like so far in this? So we have touchdown scores.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You want to go straight yards?
No, that pass defense is horrid.
For the Eagles?
Yeah, bottom 5 in the league right now.
Okay.
I could see a nice little Ayuk spot. I could see Ayuk 100 in the touchdown. I'd like to put that in the parlay. Actually,
and a touchdown?
I'd say I'll spread it. Let's do a 6-leg. Ready? Ayuk touchdown. Ayuk.
You're going too fast.
Okay. Ayuk touchdown. Okay, still the same thing I said first. I don't know why we're saying hold on. Ayuk touchdown.
Okay.
Same thing third time in a row.
Oh, sorry.
Ready? Ayuk touchdown.
I'm not ready, actually.
That's 4.
I'm not ready.
Still the same thing.
No.
It's Ayuk touchdown.
No.
If you haven't gotten it yet.
No, because I forgot to hit same game parlay.
Okay. When you hit same game parlay, you're going to hit Ayuk touchdown.
I'm ready.
Okay. Once you hit Ayuk touchdown, you ready? You're going to hit CMC touchdown.
Okay.
Then you're going to go to alternate receiving yards.
Okay.
Give me Ayuk over 50.
Okay.
Give me Debo over 50.
Okay.
Give me Kittle over 24.5.
Getting a little spicy, but okay.
Okay. What's the odds right now?
Plus 900.
That's just the beginning. Okay. Now you're gonna go on the Eagles side. You're gonna give me Jalen over 200 passing yards.
Okay.
You're gonna go back on the Niners side.
Okay.
I'm feeling like a Nick Bosa sack, but I don't want to do it because Jalen's so athletic.
He is really athletic.
But I feel like
I don't like that.
So Nick Bosa has been known to sack a certain type of quarterback, and he's going on a stretch where he's playing a lot of those types of quarterbacks.
This is one of the ones I'll let you have it if you want it.
I don't know.
This is up to you.
Because what are we at right now? Plus what?
1,200.
Ooh, hold on. We got to make it more spicy. If you're going to give me Devontae Smith over 50 yards receiving, and you're going to hit with the A.J. Brown anytime touchdown.
We got 8 legs.
Yeah. We call this one
this better not be a sleeper game, I swear.
We're going to call this one the Octobox.
The what?
The Octobox, the Octopus parlay. The Octolay.
Alright, we're at plus 2,500.
Yeah. That's the one right there.
$5 gives us 130.
There we. Oh, what?
I know, bro. The same game parlay.
Okay, we need to add another one. Give me point. What's the over under?
Hurts anytime touchdown?
Tush push.
Tush push. Let's see how much it changes it. So if I did $5 there, it makes it $255 instead. So
give me Devontae Smith touchdown.
All right. Same amount of money.
I don't. Give me AJ Brown over 50.
Well, I meant $5 for $255.
I know, but give me AJ Brown over 50. And then give me DeAndre Swift over 24.5. Receiving.
You have 11 legs.
We might go for 12. Tell me how much.
$5 gives us $500.
I need a 12th leg. Give me
CMC over 24.5.
Receiving? Yeah, give me that too.
$5 gets us the same amount of money.
Okay, bring that one back. We're not gonna add it if it's not giving us no bread. I really want to go Nick Bosa sack, but if I go 11 for 12 and he doesn't
have a sack,
I will fight everything.
Let me see what happens if we do it. $5 gets us $755.
That's the one. Let's do it.
For everybody that wants to tell that.
I don't think y'all gonna watch it.
So this might be charity money right here.
This might be a straight up donation.
But we got Brandon Ayuk anytime touchdown. We got CMC anytime touchdown. Brandon Ayuk over 49.5, over 50 pretty much. Debo over 50. George Kittle over 25. Jalen Hurts over 200 passing yards. Devontae Smith over 50 receiving yards. A.J. Brown anytime touchdown. Devontae Smith anytime touchdown. A.J. Brown over 50 receiving yards. DeAndre Swift over 24.5 receiving yards. And Nick Bosa with 1 sack. This game better be 50 to 55. This better be like
You know
the
what's
Rams
wild?
versus like the Chiefs.
Think about it though. Jake Ferguson went over 50. Brandon Cooks, I think, got close to 50.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks scored. Jake Ferguson scored. CD scored. Tony Pollard scored. Like, it's very possible for something like this to go crazy.
Okay.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
It's not crazy.
I mean, the last game the Eagles had, I think both AJ and Devontae went over 50.
They did.
They both scored.
They did.
Jalen didn't have 200 passing yards, which is wild. But,
He's more like he gets.
He barely got over 150 that game, which is crazy when you think that both those guys went over 50. Yeah. The last couple Niner games, Debo and Ayuk had pretty solid days. It's possible. It's a little bit, it's out there. I'm not gonna lie, it's out there, but it's possible.
It's out there. The question is, how much you want to put on? Because $10 gets us.
No, we're not putting $10 on this.
$5 gets us $7.55. $7 cracks 1,000. $2 gets us $300.
$5. Just skip lunch one day at work.
That was crazy. Okay. So we got that one in.
If it hits,
hey, we'll be talking.
Might be goated.
We'll be talking a lot of game the next week.
I might be goated.
So which one do you want to look into now? We have KC and Green Bay that we haven't looked into.
We're about to cook up a little to close out. We're gonna cook up a little 4-game.
And I think that we should do, like I said last week, a 5-legger, like a real.
The first 5-legger we hit was reasonable.
Like a real original, because we wanted to do a 5-legger, but then we pivoted to like a 10-legger. That
went kind of crazy.
That was kind of crazy.
That's on me. I got ahead of myself. Did I get ahead of myself this time? No. Should I? I kind of feel like I should.
Are you gonna probably throw something out there that's gonna get us swaying that direction?
No. We're gonna keep it at 5 legs, like we said.
All right. So what are we looking into right now then?
We are liking in that first game, which is Pittsburgh and Arizona. We will be taking. What are the reception lines on that one?
Steelers 4.5 for Deontay. Pat Fryermuth for 3.5. George Pickens 3.5.
I like the Pat Fryermuth 3.5 line.
I do too.
So we'll throw that one in there.
Yep.
Next game.
Atlanta and New York Jets.
I don't love anything in that game.
We can move on.
Let's move on.
Denver to Houston.
I like what is the
receptions?
Passing yardage for CJ Stroud.
268.
It's kind of high.
Russ's is 228.
That's also kind of high. What is the passing touchdown line for CJ Stroud? Is it 1.5?
1.5, negative 155.
What's the receiving yardage line for any of the Texans receivers?
Tank is at 61.5. Nico's at 58.5.
It's a tough one.
I don't like any of these.
I don't like them either. Just keep it pushing. We'll pass on that game for now. Just kind of crazy. But
it's going to be high scoring, but it's just so many different people.
I don't know if it's going to be high scoring.
I think it should be.
That defense is convincing me. I don't know if it's going to be high scoring.
We'll see. I mean, they got that thing at 47.5 total points.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the highest one in this entire week.
No. Miami and
by
Washington's
2.
already over that one. But yeah.
By 2. It's not crazy. Yeah. Detroit and New Orleans Saints. I know you said you liked them on Raw.
I like them on Raw yardage. or receptions. What is his receptions at?
Yardage is at 81.5. Receptions at 7.5. High.
That is. What's Sam Laporta at?
Receptions is at 4.5. Receiving yards is 39.5.
Give me the yardage on that.
Okay.
I know they have a pretty good linebacking core out there in New Orleans, but I don't care.
Next up, we got Indy and Tennessee.
How many legs do we have right now?
2.
Okay. Indy and Tennessee, I'm liking Michael Pittman yardage, and I'm not looking bad.
Sometimes you don't gotta overthink it.
No.
You just want to do 3? That's it? 3 legs?
No. It's a 5-legger. That's what we said.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Don't yell at me.
No.
Chargers and the Patriots.
Give me. We'll run it back. Justin Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
I like it.
He had 0 last week. I don't think that will be the case this week.
All right. Miami and Washington. You know who's been kind of turning up?
Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle.
Give me Jalen Waddle yardage.
I like it. He's re-emerging.
Yeah.
66.5.
I like it. I think he could have a 100-yard game, honestly, against this secondary.
Yeah, that's not crazy.
The only other thing I would like in this game is Sam Howell passing yards, because it'll be set at like 268. He's probably going to throw for 300.
$262. That would make it a 6-legger.
They won't let you combine because it's the same
That's
game.
right. You're right.
But yeah, let's keep with our 5. What we got?
So we got Pat Frymuth over 3.5 receptions, Sam Laporta over 39.5 receiving yards, Michael Pittman over 72.5 receiving yards, Justin Herbert over 1.5 passing touchdowns, Jalen Waddle over 66.5. $5 will get us 114.
I like it. Let's do it. Nice little 5-legger to close it out.
Cool.
On video, I'm not sure if I'm going to give you guys these parlays before they hit. Most likely these will be up after. Audio-wise, though, you know you guys are going to get this before Sunday, so feel free to tell. This has been episode 6 of Teal and Steel, season 2. What have we gone, like 2 weeks in a row? 3 weeks in a row?
For what?
Consistency-wise?
Yeah, we've been on 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, let's not jinx it, but it's been solid so far.
It has.
You know, I feel like the more relaxed, laid-back stuff kind of go with the flow, about an hour and a half every time. It's a nice little sweet spot. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all have been tuning in pretty heavy, too. Shouts out to all the viewers. It's been averaging like 23 views an episode, so.
Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you.
Shouts out to y'all. I appreciate it. With December coming up, hope you guys are enjoying the holidays. And you'll see a lot more of our faces this December. So, until next time, thank y'all again. Peace.
Peace.